Tell Daddy what you gotta say. You better tell him. Tell him what you have to say. Yeah. Mommy loves you. Yeah. Yeah. You better say it. Hey y'all. It's Chantrell with the God Said No YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, August 10th. I'm going to tell you what I'm expecting God to do. And then we'll talk about why I'm here. 5 years from now, I'm expecting Jackson to walk into his kindergarten class, speak verbally to his teacher, play upright with his friends, communicate vocally and understand his counterparts, eat lunch by mouth that I prepared for him, and come home after his first day of school and tell me all about it. I am opening up my mouth to God's ears, to my prayer warriors, and I am expectant of this miracle. How I got here. Grief. Grief is hard and grief is ugly. Yesterday I wondered why I couldn't get out of my bathrobe. 1 o'clock and I'm still in my bathrobe. One, because Darren's caregiver didn't show, but hey, that's such is life. You know, consistency for me was one thing that I always wanted, and it's the one thing that I have the most trouble getting is a consistent schedule, a consistent way of life. Me and my praying for patience to God. Be careful what you pray for. But school started. And as I was scrolling, as I was seeing, as pictures were coming in, I began to get triggered. Though Jackson is not of school age, Darren is. And all last week, I advocated and fought for him because he was transitioned to a new school in not an appropriate way. I had no knowledge of the school, no knowledge of the teacher, no knowledge of the surroundings, no knowledge of anything. And that was not acceptable. Darren's medical status has changed over the summer. And Darren had been in the same school for 6 years, with the same staff, with the same people who knew him. Transitioning him to someone that wasn't equipped was not okay with me. So I was at war. I was at war with everyone who did not have the same vision of equality, of providing top-notch care, of giving Darren what he needs to be in the best space educationally as well as medically. Darren needed to go to a different school than the one that they had transitioned him to, and it was a wage against the people who didn't agree. The fact that you have to advocate for your child who you know is best is disheartening and a lot of work for parents who are already in the negative. Phone calls is a daily routine. My life is now advocating for my children. fighting for everything that they deserve as a human right. Constantly on the phone, constantly showing up, meetings, this and that. But because mommy is a fighter and because mommy is a warrior, Darren is now going to the school that's appropriate for him, with staff in place that can care appropriately for his medical needs and his educational needs. Period. Next, seeing all the cute kids, all of the dreams for the next school year triggered me. I'm happy for everyone, but I'm sad for myself. My journey doesn't look like that right now. And it hurts, you know. Grief is lonely, and the stages are hard. You can be up one day and down the next, and celebrations are hard when you're grieving. I remember the first time I tried to attempt to go to a baby shower this year, and I think it was in June, and I forgot that the last time I went to a baby shower, it was my own. I forgot for that moment that I was still traumatized until I got to the event and I wasn't myself. I couldn't check in. I wasn't aware, but I had the tools that I learned because I was in recovery at that point. I had the tools to do a check. And I checked my battery, which is myself. Mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, where was I? And my battery check came back with the diagnosis of you're in trauma and you need to get out. And what triggered me was I was at a baby shower, and the last baby shower was my own. And what happened after that baby shower was the birth of Jackson, which was traumatic and traumatizing and a tragedy. And it made me sad. And I could not celebrate appropriately, so I had to remove myself. And that's okay. That's okay to put your oxygen mask on when you can't breathe. And yesterday I couldn't breathe. Grief overtook me. Sadness overtook me because I had hopes and dreams. And for right now, the way my sons look, it's not what I expected. I'm not going to downplay all of the great things Jackson has done, the great things Darren has done. But even with all those things, we're still not at the place that was anticipated. And it's hard. It's hard as a mom, as a friend, as a wife, to show up for anybody else when you're struggling. And my good suit is to show up for other people. And lately I have not been able to do that. And I felt sad and ashamed. And I'm giving myself some grace that you've had a rough year. And it's okay to choose you and to choose your mental health. They will understand. And they have been understanding to the fact that I cannot, and I am not yet in a place where I can support and do those things, but my support does not equate my presence. I may not can be present, but my support is full-fledged. But grieving this made me empathetic to the parents whose child is no longer with us. I see you. I see you here. I see you. holidays, days like school starting are hard for people who are grieving. And you could have lost someone decades ago and the grief is still present. Keep going. We can fight another day. God is with us. And I can only imagine, even for people that are close to me who recently lost parents, like holidays will be hard. Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays are hard. I see you. And we'll get through it. I went through my phone today and I found inspiration. And you're going to see that. After everything, you can still smile. But I want to talk to the people who are the support people for people who are grieving. Because you are the support person, you can't quit too. It is your duty to be aware of what's happening around you. It is your job to show up and support the person who's always supported you. And if you can't do that, figure out how. Because people need you. You can't check out. You can't check out on your people who are going through. Period. So, I just want to play this next excerpt. Because it made me smile. And maybe today's hard for you too. And if it's not, it'll still make you smile. Or it should. If it doesn't make you smile physically, it should make your soul or your heart smile. The contest. Team A won. Grouch Aquarium won. Grouch's team consists of Jackson Bradley Taylor, Mommy, and Nurse Nikki. Shout out to us. Send us all the snacks. We won. Honorable mention to Darren and Emelina and Darren and Nurse Tulsa. We did our thing. Grouch's digs are amazing. You have to find simple joys to keep you happy and to still make your kids' life kid-friendly. One other thing. I was feeling sad, and so at the beginning of this video, I shared with you something that I don't think I've shared with anyone that hasn't been close to me. Though we are not where we want to be, we're not where we used to be. And what you witnessed was God saying no on the first day. The first day. You witnessed Jackson. So though we're not where I think we should be or where I want us to be, where it still doesn't look like what God said. Because God, you told me a lot and you got to pay up. Like, I've been making deals with God. I'm back in my deal making. I was making deals with God in the shower last night about this Jackson going to school for kindergarten. He's going to walk in there. He's going to walk in there talking. He's going to take his lunch and he's going to eat it by mouth with his classmates. He's going to understand the lessons that's taught to him. And he's going to come back home on his first day of kindergarten and tell mommy all about it. God, you promised me that. I'm making deals, willing and dealing for it to happen. Like, God, I'm believing that. And that's a true miracle. I remember sitting in the room and the neurologist came in and she told me that if Jackson ever go to school, it would be hard for him to learn, even if he did learn. His coordination would be affected, so he probably wouldn't walk. And if he communicated, it would be hard for him. And for him to learn, it would be hard for him, even in a non-traditional setting. But she didn't know that I knew a man. And the man that I know sits high and looks low. The man that I know lives in here. And he lives in Jackson. And I can't wait to go back to the hospital with my walking, talking, coordinated, communicating son. I told her once, and I saw them look at me so crazy. I said, you know, you can't count him out. I said, he can be whatever he wants to be. He may ever be back in this hospital as a neurosurgeon, as a neurologist, and give people hope and inspiration. And she looked at me like I was crazy. I was the crazy baby lady at that point. But that's okay. Because the man I know can do all things. Right now, you should also be receiving bracelets that I've sent out to people in the mail. Bracelets and even masks I've sent out to people if you've been supporting. I send them to you. If you sent me your address, I've sent them to you and you should be getting them. If you haven't gotten them, reach out to me. If you want them, I'll send them to you. Email godsaidnollc@gmail.com with your address. And you can get your bracelet too. All right, y'all. Pray with me, pray for me. God, we're expecting overflow. We're expecting miracles. And we're expecting them now, later, and all around us. My niece goes off to Duke this week. Pray for her. Pray for her success. Cover her spirit. Cover her mentally. Cover her physically. We're proud of you. Stay tuned for the smile for your heart. God is good. God is good. So, hey y'all, we're back. Meet my superhero son, Darren Taylor. Hi, Darren. Welcome to your God Said No YouTube channel. Hey, do you know? Yeah, hey. Cheers. Cheers to you. We have matching Darren's pen. Do you know that you make mommy so happy? You make mommy so happy. And that mommy is so proud of you. Yes. Mommy's so proud of you. And you and your brother, what are you? Miracles. And if you can go through everything you've been through, and you can smile, show them again. Say cheese. Right? That everything can be okay. Okay doesn't mean it was back to the way it was. But okay means that God got you. And God got us. Darren was in the hospital last week, y'all. And look at my baby. I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of you. And tell the people thank you for continuing to pray for us. Darren loves music, to dance. Can you show? You want to bust the move? Go Darren, go Darren, go Darren, go Darren, go Darren, go. Oh, you're not going to show your moves today? Can I tell your favorite song? His favorite song is Katy Perry Roar. He loves the Ninja Turtles. Darren's room, we did in Ninja Turtles. I think his dad likes Ninja Turtles more than he does, but he does. Yeah. This is the reason of happiness this morning. Because through it all, this kid rocks. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm glad God chose me. And I'm glad that God keeps keeping you here. And you know that Mommy, Daddy, and Jackson will be here as long as we can with you. Yep. And we're going to keep fighting. Yeah, we're going to keep fighting. So, this video is just, even for myself, that when moments get low and happiness seems to flee, remember me. God said no. This is God said no. God said no. And you are here. And Mommy loves you. So, happiness is a choice. And if he can choose to be happy, I can choose to be happy. And I can choose to be in my happy moment and support him. And Jackson. You guys, anything is possible. God is faithful. God produces miracles. Spread across the hall. And God said no. So this is where it gets real, y'all. It gets no realer than this. So Mommy got you dressed this morning. Mommy brushed her teeth this morning. Mommy washed her face. Mommy put Vaseline on those lips because we do not. Anybody that knows my boys know that their skin is going to be immaculate. We have a doctor's appointment today. You and Jackson. But we have happiness. So thank y'all for tuning in, for viewing, for saying hi, Darren. Hi, Darren. Thank you for tuning in to the God Said No Brief YouTube channel today. You gonna say bye? Say bye. Bye. Bye, y'all. Hey, Jack. Hey. Hey, how you doing, fella? Do it, Bubba. Get it, Bubba. Blow it, Bubba. Blow it, Bubba. Look at the
Bible.